Yo, why do so many rappers die in LA? From Drakeo the Ruler to Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, PNB Rock, Slim 400. You can even go way back to the 90s. Biggie Smalls. And recently, Quando Rondo's friend. It could have been Quando Rondo who was shot and killed by the Beverly Center, but instead it was his friend. So what is it about LA that makes it so dangerous for rappers? Number one, the gang culture. Now this here is a map that I've got from Google Maps, which is a rough estimate of all the gang territories in LA. Now, I'm not a gang expert. I don't care to be a gang expert. So if you are a gang expert and this map is inaccurate, I mean, I don't really care that much. I just want to use this map to give you an idea of how many different neighborhoods are so close in proximity to main attractions in LA. So these colored areas, you see these red squares, blue squares, orange squares, these colored areas are the gang territory. And you can kind of see the sports logos that represent each gang. So the H alongside here in orange, that would be Hoover. You got KC, the B for Boston. So even wearing a sports hat, the wrong sports hat in LA could go wrong for you. The Hawaii hat, you know what I mean? And then look at all these different gang territories within earshot of each other. But then look how close it is to main attractions like the airport. You get off the airport and let's say you want to drive to your hotel. I mean, the Hilton is right next to the red and yellow territories. You look at Beverly Hills, it's not far off from the blue areas. Cal State University, Los Angeles, still right in the mix. Dodger Stadium, right in the mix. And here in this area, Calabasas, near this 27 and 101 freeway, this is where all the rich people live. Kanye West, Drake, Chief Keef, they live in these areas. Calabasas, Hidden Hills area, Thousand Oaks even. But I mean, from the heart of this gang territory to get to Calabasas, I mean, with no traffic, you can get there realistically in about 20 minutes. And that's kind of what happened to Pop Smoke. He posted his address. People were living deep in these gang territories. They say, hey, we know where that is. You put it in on Google Maps, put the address in, you can get there in 15, 20, 30 minutes. So the gang culture is one reason. The second reason is being unaware of your surroundings. And I think this is kind of the case, a tragic case of PNB Rock, who was at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, one of the worst Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in terms of activity around the area, criminal activity in the state. Being unaware of your surroundings. And it's very easy to become unaware when you're in California, the palm trees, the beaches, even the hoods in California, like the more grimy parts in terms of criminal activity, they look nice. I mean, the roads are paved. It's not too dirty. It's not like in the South where you have abandoned houses where like, yo, this is a hood area. This is a completely, looks like an abandoned city. No, LA's not like that. Even the hoods, even the jungles are going to look built up. And then you can be in the jungles, near Crenshaw Plaza, and then look up and there's Ladera Heights right there. And Ladera Heights is obviously a very, middle upper class neighborhood, but you can see Ladera Heights from the jungles, depending where you are. So being unaware of your surroundings, especially if you're not from LA, this is where a lot of rappers get caught up. Third is extortion and check-in culture. Checking in. This is a big topic. It's been a big topic over the past few years. Do I check in? Do I not check in? Oftentimes checking in, if you're not from LA, if you're not from California, they say you need to check in with a certain, and what that usually alludes to is you need to check in with a certain gang or a certain person so you're safe when you get there. Oftentimes this is extortion. Like, hey, rapper, nudge, you're coming to our city. You should check in with us, aka pay us for security so nothing happens to you. Wink, wink. We wouldn't want anything to happen to you. Wink, wink. And the extortion, that's extortion in itself. And let's say you don't want to pay them. Let's say you say no. Let's say you pay them one time, you come, but then the next time you're like, hey, I don't really need this extra security. This could be a situation where things turn bad for you. They send a message to you to say, hey, wink, you do need our protection. Fourth is flossing. And this is something I saw when I went through LA. I drove through LA the other day, drove through Calabasas. Look, when you drive through Calabasas and Thousand Oaks area, these are all very upper class, like $1 million houses neighborhood. Pretty much everyone who lives there is a millionaire just based on the value of their home alone. not even looking at the bank accounts. When you drive through Calabasas, though, and you go to the Erewhon, you go to the markets where the civilians and the citizens of that city hang out, you don't really see people iced out with big gaudy Rolexes and, you know, bright blue Bentleys. I drove through LA. We were driving through Calabasas, and there was someone in a bright blue Bentley. And in my mind, I'm like, this has to be a rapper. The average person, millionaire who lives in this area, is not flossing in that way. Sure, they may have a $50,000 Rolex on, but it's plain Jane. It's not really going to stand out. Like, you aren't going to really look to think at it twice because it's not bust down in diamonds or bright gold. But what rappers do, they'll go and they'll just floss. I mean, the chains, the Bentley. It's not enough just to have a Bentley. We're gonna make it bright blue, and then we're gonna put rims on it. Like, they're really trying to stand out. Yeah, when you're driving through LA, maybe you want to go to the mall, you want to go to Crenshaw Plaza, you want to go to the Beverly Center. Quando Rondo, when his friend got shot, was leaving the Beverly Center. This is in Beverly Hills. You don't think anything is going to happen in Beverly Hills. But remember where Beverly Hills is. Beverly Center is in Beverly Hills. You got Hollywood next to it. UCLA right here. I mean, you don't really think anything's going to happen. The beach and the pier, Santa Monica's very close. But remember how close it is to these territories. So you're driving through the Beverly Center. It's not just rich people there. It's people from Beverly Hills. It's people from Bel Air. But it's also people from Inglewood, South Central, Hawthorne. They're all there as well. So when you're driving through and you're standing out, you're purposefully standing out with a bright blue Bentley or whatever type of car you have, rims, and then you get out, jewelry, bust down watches. And if someone recognizes you, all it's going to take is to say them to post on social media or to send to one of their friends, hey, so-and-so is at the Beverly Center, video. And then people can drive to the Beverly Center from the hood very quickly. They know the streets better than you do. There's a million freeways in LA. It's very easy to get caught up to in LA just based on the geographics of this city. There are so many streets. There are a million ways to get to one place. You can take this street, you can take this street, you can take this freeway, that freeway. There are a million ways to catch up to you. And especially if you're not from the city, you're probably going to be on Google Maps. The people who are hunting you, I mean, they already know the route without pulling up the GPS. So I think that's why we see a lot of rappers get knocked off in LA. That's why, in my opinion, we see a lot of rappers die in LA, from Pop Smoke to Biggie to Nipsey to Draco the Ruler, Slim 400. The list goes on. What do you guys think? Is LA the most dangerous city for rappers? Is it New Orleans? Is it New York City? Leave your thoughts in the comments. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.